When Speaker of the House, or should that be Shrieker of the House, John Bercow, said, "You are an incorrigible delinquent," he was actually projecting. He was talking about himself. A few months ago, it seemed like he was going to get kicked out of the position because he was bullying MPs, particularly women, which is typical with a small man syndrome, which he is a small man, technically a midget, and those people generally have larger-than-life personalities that have to make up for their lack of stature. It's a well-known phenomenon, and I call it small man syndrome. Bercow has it in spades. Do you think a tall man, a big man, would have that position of Speaker of the House, shrieking across the House and saying, "Order, order"? No, it's small people who need to make up for their shortcomings that do that. They have larger-than-life personalities. I've told you that. That's what happens. Now Bercow is crossing the mark because people voted for Brexit in this country and he obviously doesn't want it, just like he didn't want Trump. And he's supposed to be neutral. He's supposed to be non-partisan. He's not supposed to be involved in politics. And now he's getting extremely personally involved and publicly involved in politics and enjoying the publicity, I might add. But he should have gone. He's a bully. He should have gone. When they were cleaning out the MPs that were known to be bullying other MPs and taking bribes, etc., he should have been cleared out. But they didn't want to get rid of him because they knew that he would be able to get away with saying Brexit bad and actually scuppering any kind of democratic process because he seems to be allowed to do that. Because there's no actual system of justice. That's what it all comes down to. It's like the same as Christine Lagarde getting convicted in 2016 of fraud, and then them saying, "We're not going to do anything. We're not going to put her in jail. We're just going to carry on letting her work in the IMF, head of the IMF, keep giving her wage, and just pretend that nothing happened." She was convicted of fraud and they're pretending nothing happened. Just like Tony Blair lied to get us into a war and they pretend nothing happens. There's no system of justice for the global elite. For the World Economic Forum at Davos, you don't even need to know about a conspiracy. You just need to know publicly there's no justice. Because if there was justice, Christine Lagarde would be in jail, John Bercow would be removed as Speaker of the House, and the media wouldn't be able to just keep propagandising the public anymore. Soros would be on the run, and some people say he's arrested or secretly being interrogated or whatever. He's not. He's getting away with everything. He's bought up the world. He's not on the run. But Bercow, by blocking this amendment, has definitely crossed the line, or passing an amendment, whatever happened, I don't know. It's all minutiae, it's all ridiculously overly convoluted and complicated, deliberately, because that's politics, folks. They try and keep it as uninteresting as possible so you're not going to be interested in it. So they can just play all the bait and switch shenanigans and then you won't notice them because you weren't really paying attention, were you? Bait and switch shenanigans, no democracy, and a two-tiered system of justice. Injustice, yeah. Because there's no justice for the global elite, as I said. It's just ridiculous. We're expected to believe this is a democracy. We're expected to vote in a referendum or an election ever again. People are saying they're not going to vote again because there's no democracy. And if there was a democracy, I would vote for Gerard Batten and UKIP. But there isn't, so I won't. Until these elite people stop crossing the line, they're shown to be a shred of democracy. I'm not going to bother. Why would I bother? Why would anyone? And people aren't. Yes, that's going to hand it to Labour, aren't they? Maybe Labour and UKIP can do some sort of coalition. That would be the best eventuality, wouldn't it? Because we're expected to believe that Jeremy Corbyn doesn't like the EU now. That he likes the EU now, you know? Because he voted consistently in the past, decade upon decade upon decade, against Maastricht, against Nice, against Lisbon. Now we're expected to believe that he's not for no deal. Well, I don't believe that. I think it's all just subterfuge and appeasing his base and virtue signalling to try and, again, appease his base. And that's what the name of the game is in politics, basically. You know, PR. It's a PR game, trying to appear popular and then getting power so you can do the opposite of what you said you were going to do. Politics needs to change in a big way. The speaker needs to be removed. It's time for Bercow to move.